Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, March 10th, 2022, and my name's Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So thank you guys for being here. Hello to Mary Ellen in Montana. Susan, good morning. Hey Pat, thanks for sharing. Hello to Jackie and Marcia. Linda, thank you for sharing as well, and good morning. Jean in North Dakota, good morning. And then let me catch up here. Linda in Mansfield, good morning. Hey Mary Ann, hello to you. Susan, thank you for sharing. And Jean, good morning. Kathy and Stella, good to see everybody here. So as you come on, say hi, because that will get you entered into a drawing to win the 4 cards I'm going to make today using the Hello Ladybug Bundle. Ooh ah. Oops. So the bundle is a punch and a stamp set. You don't get entered to win this, but you do get entered to win the 4 cards I'm going to make. So just by commenting on the video, you get entered. That helps my business. I do this as a full-time job. I have for 20 years. It started out part-time, but it pretty quickly went to a full-time job 20 years ago. And what else? So because that helps me, you get entered to win the cards. And also, if you share the video, that helps me a lot. So just comment that you shared so I will know, and that gets you entered another time. So thanks to everyone who shared. And this works on replay. So if you're watching the recording, you can still comment and share. And this works if you are on YouTube as well. And of course, on both platforms, you can follow, you can subscribe, you can click the notification bell, etc. So, good morning. Let me see. Wendy, hello. Good to see you, Wendy. Cindy, thanks for sharing. Jennifer, good morning. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, and Cindy. Oh, yes, I did say hi to Cindy. Kathy, thanks for sharing. Pat, good morning. Hey, Elizabeth. And Pat says, love the ladybugs. Yes, this was not a set that I even wanted when it came out. And actually a sample you showed me, Pat, changed my mind. But I've used it so many more times since then. So let's see. So I told you about how to win the cards. Now I'm going to tell you about my upcoming events. So let me throw this graphic up here for a second. Hey, Deb, good morning. Okay, so my events that I offer are for anyone in the United States, and they include all of your class components cut, ready for you to stamp and assemble. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything we possibly can. So if you need to stamp and then die cut, we can't do that. And of course, we don't stamp for you. You get to stamp at home with your own supplies. But my 4 monthly classes that happen every single month are also offered in person and where you can check out the supplies. So that's what that info on this graphic tells you, is all of my events are offered all over the US. Some are offered in person and where you can check out the supplies, which is the next 4 I'm going to talk about. And we cut everything we can. The exception is we don't cut the designer paper, because if that's included with your fee, we don't cut it, because you'll get like a full or a half a pack and you'll cut that up for yourself. Okay, so these next 4 classes, they are happening on March 19th in person. The to-go kits that you choose to have mailed will be mailed on March 21st. All 4 of these you can add on shipping if you like. You can pick them up from me, or you can take in person or check out those supplies. So the first 2 are the deadline, I should say, is March 17th to register. So the first one is a card class, making 4 cards with, guess what? The Hello Ladybug Bundle. So that means I'm going to make those 4 cards for you today on this video, so you can see this class and what you'll make exactly. And then you can register for this class if you like. Now it's free with a $20 order, or you can pay $15. So I'm going to tell you how to place that order. I hope I have this printout I made. I'm looking around. I think it's over there. Anyway, later when I show the cards. So that's card class. 4 cards, $15 free with a $20 order. We will only be using the Hello Ladybug stamps. Scrapbook class, this is shocking that all of my classes are designed this month. So scrapbook class is $15 free with a $20 order. And if you combine classes, you save on shipping. But anyway, the scrapbook is 3 12 by 12 pages, 15 free with a $20 order anywhere in the US. So we will be making page 2 of the spring page we made last month. So this is page 2. And page 1 we made already was this one. Super cute. So we'll make page 2. And we'll make these 2 additional pages using the, I have to figure out my direction here on this camera. These are using the Here Together bundle, I believe it's called. Because we have all together, here together, together, together. Anyway, the bundle's called Here Together. And I really like these pages a lot. I like how they turned out. So you can sign up for that class through March 17th to go in person, check out the supplies from me, and stamp at home. Okay, let me put this over there. And then the next 2 classes, they happen at the same time, same day, March 19th, mailed March 21st, but they have a different deadline and a different price. So the deadline is Sunday, this Sunday, March 13th, 3 days to sign up for these 2 classes or join these 2 clubs. And of course you can do one or the other or both. Sampler is a 12 by 12. I have this one designed too. I'm very excited. It's a 12 by 12 framed art piece. This is the one from last month. Super cute. Sorry, I have a lot of lights going on in here. Last month we used the rainbow stuff. Super cute. The frame is not included, but you can you just supply your own frame, but you do get your 12 by 12 pieces and everything cut, die cut punched, ready for you to stamp and assemble. So this month we're using the Friends of the Forest, which I think is a great stamp set. I think I have the set. Sorry, let me get a grip on it. It's right here. It's super cute, and I feel like it's overlooked in the catalog just because I don't see a lot of samples on it online. But anyway, it's in our mini catalog. It's available right now. But I really think this sampler is cute, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek. And it's $28. It includes $20 in merchandise. Anyone can take it in the US. You stamp and assemble at home with a PDF tutorial. I did forget to say that part. All of my classes include PDF tutorial. And here's a sneak peek. It's so cute. So sign up for that one if you want by March 13th, Sunday. Or you can join the club. It's the same exact price, so there's no downside to joining the club because you can cancel at any time. You can even put it on hold at any time. But if you're in the club 6 consecutive months, you get $25 in free merchandise from me. I was like, these are not the cards I'm looking for. And then the last one of my monthly classes is Stamp a Stack. We're going to make 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each, using the gorgeous Artfully Layered bundle. You're going to get $20 in merchandise, and they're gorgeous cards. So we're going to do a quick sneak peek. Upside down. I can't do these camera things right. Of course, look at these die cut leaves. We're going to die cut that for you. Landa is amazing. She's already working on die cutting leaves for the people we know who have signed up. And we die cut all the other pieces. You, again, cut your designer paper, cut your specialty paper. Everything else is going to be done for you. And then you stamp and assemble if you don't take it here. So Stamp a Stack, awesome. Only $30 for 12 cards and $20 in merchandise. Basically, these 12 cards are free because the $20 in merchandise is before tax and shipping. It's a great deal. Okay, any questions on that, let me know. You can sign up for my email newsletter to get these links emailed directly to you, which links are in this video, Facebook and YouTube. You can join my email newsletter. What was I saying? Oh, join my VIP Facebook group as well. Okay, any questions, let me know. Next up is the awesome Otters. I have so many stacks of cards in front of me today. I have some birthday cards to show you guys. I have some swaps to show you. So I almost picked up the wrong stack because it had an ocean waves sample on it. But anyway, this awesome Otters class, you're going to make 10 cards, 10 different designs. Half designed by me, half designed by one of my event partners, Alejandra Gomez, who's a team member as well. We are giving you a PDF tutorial, but we're going to do videos making every single card with this class, and you're going to get the awesome Otters stamp set for free. I think mine is right here. That will come with the class. And this class, you want to sign up by March 20th, and the event happens on Facebook on April 3rd. It will be recorded. You do not have to be present. We'll be demonstrating the cards, but not stamping slow enough for you to stamp along with us. So you can watch it anytime, pause, rewind, etc. And the times are 1 p.m. Central and 3 p.m. Central. Alejandra at 1, me at 3. Yes, Rhonda, I'm so glad you signed up. I'm excited. So lots of people have signed up, and it is space limited, but I still do have space in this class, so you can still register. The space is due to how many stamp sets of the Otters that I have. So anyway, quick sneak peek of these 10 super cute cards. I know they're the wrong direction. The sideways ones are. But super cute. Super cute. That's all I can say. They're really cute. So you should sign up for that class. And let me put that one away. Next up is, just a quick coming soon. I'm also doing a friendly hello class with Alejandra. That will be, I believe, at the end of March. Maybe it's in April. I forgot now. I didn't write it down. We haven't even set up our registration links nor designed our projects yet, but that's the friendly hello class will include a free stamp set and some free designer paper on top of everything else you're going to get. By the way, let me go back to that waves class real quick with the Otters. You do need the Waves of Inspiration bundle. It tells you all this in the registration link. You can use your own, substitute, or purchase it when you register. But you're also getting like $28 in merchandise with that class. So it's not just the Otter stamp coming with it. Okay, back to current. Our March retreat in a box. I'll just point the camera down real quick. Sneak peek. I've shown this multiple times. You still have time to sign up, but it's coming up on the deadline. Ooh, it's Sunday. I didn't even realize it was Sunday. March 13th, so same day as the other classes that I just talked about at the beginning. Anyway, you can take the retreat, which is, I believe, 12 projects this time using the tulips. So we have a sampler, we have scrapbook pages, we have boxes, we have full-size cards, we have note card size cards, etc. You get gifts with this, which we are working on now. My helper is making my gifts right now. Thank you. Shout out to Karen. April has been texting me this morning about her gifts. One is much larger than we anticipated in size. So she's reworking how she's going to decorate that and like wrap it up. So you're going to want to participate in the retreat to go because you get a bag, gifts, 10 make and takes, $50 in merchandise. And the theme will revolve around the tulips bundles. There's 2 of them. Okay, any questions, let me know. And then within that, you can also just take these classes or just take the retreat or mix and match any way you want. We have a gorgeous Stamp-A-Stack using, what is that called? I have it written down. Heart and Home bundle, 12 cards, and you get like $35 in merchandise with these classes. And then this is a class of using Hello Ladybug, which I am using today. You're going to make 6 adorable cards, totally different colors and themes than I'm using today, plus 2 gift boxes in my Hello Ladybug class. So just to reiterate, you can only take this class, you can only take this class, you can only take the retreat, or you can mix and match any way you want. it's all in the registration link, and any questions you have about that, you can just ask me, and I'll answer them. Okay, so that's retreat in a box and 2 optional classes. Now, register by Sunday. I believe I said that already. Register by Sunday. If you like the ladybugs I show you today, you might want to sign up for that ladybug class. We still have our in-person retreats. They are May 12th through 15th and August 11th through 14th in Temple, Texas. If you want more info on that, let me know, or sign up for my emails, or join. Actually, on that one, you can join my VIP group or our Simply Spoiled Retreats group, which is also where we update about retreats to go and in person, and our crafting cruise. Let me just think of something went through my head about retreats. Oh, well, anyway, okay. So retreats in person in Temple, Texas. Any questions on that, let me know. I know what it was, 3 o'clock today. I always send out a follow-up email to this video. So if you want to get that and get all these registration links, sign up for my email newsletter before 3 o'clock today. Okay, and then Central Time. Our crafting cruise for January 2023 is very close to being full. We have like literally a couple of spots left for crafters. So if you want to get in on that, contact our travel agent now. I have a link in this video that takes you to the page that takes you to our travel agent, or just ask me for details. It's a crafting cruise, but anyone can take advantage of our really good priced group rate as well. Everyone doesn't have to craft. A lot of people attending are bringing guests who are spouses or friends that don't craft, etc. So if you have questions on that, let me know. I'm going to try to look at these comments real quick, see who I missed here. All right, so Deb, good morning. Hey Sarah, hey Paula, good morning. Cindy, thank you for sharing, and good morning. Hey Dana, good morning. Hey Peggy, good to see you again. Saw Peggy in person recently. Hey Linda in Idaho, and Linda in Arlington, and Janet and Charlotte, good morning. Hey Margie, good to see you. Linda says she thinks she'll frame her cards with her Holland trip. Awesome. You are welcome, Linda. I think she's talking about the one she won from a Facebook Live. And Linda says cute stamp of critters. It is. It's very cute. Carol shared. Thank you, Carol. And hello in Connecticut. Pam, good morning. Thank you for sharing. Cindy, good morning. Karen Snow, hello. My arm is getting tired scrolling over here. I'm holding it up, you know. G-Ann, thank you for sharing, and good morning. Hey, Sherry. Catherine is up. Woohoo! Score for Catherine. Hey, Landa, good to see you. And Kathy and Liz, good morning. Okay, I caught up. If I missed you, Facebook didn't show me the message. Which, by the way, I have a weird thing now lately. I don't know if it's like if you're not Facebook friends with people. When I watch other people's lives, I can't see all the comments. I wonder how that is for you guys. I don't know what it is, but I'll see like a name and you can tell they commented, and you might even hear the person doing the video say, like, comment on what they said, but I can't see the comment. Anyway, Facebook is weird. Okay, so I told you about the cruise. It is January 29th through February 5th on Allure of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas. So if you want more info on that, click the link or let me know. March's Paper Pumpkin, today is the deadline. Here is a sneak peek of the free stamp set you're going to get on top of the stamp set that comes with the kit, which we haven't seen that one yet, but it coordinates with the New Horizons suite from Stampin' Up. But that stamp set right there is totally free on top of what you get in the kit. And then there's just a sneak of sort of the theme of the kit. It's called Beyond the Horizon. And again, it coordinates with our New Horizons products in the mini catalog, which, by the way, that designer paper is low inventory. So today's the deadline to sign up and get the kit for this month, March. The 10th is the deadline of every month. Your kit, we just saw a picture of the box. It's going to be a different color in March. But your kit comes in a box this exact size and shape. It'll be labeled on the end. And then you'll get, this is for anyone, new crafters, non-crafters, and crafters. You get instructions, ink, stamp set that you cannot buy anywhere else. Nobody can buy this anywhere. It only comes in these kits. Embellishments, and then whatever supplies you need to make the projects. These are cards that this one made. So of course you get your, I'm not going to pull it out, but there's envelopes in there, usually decorated. There's card bases, and of course die cut pieces and pieces to stamp your images and greetings on. You always get more stamps than you need, of course. You don't even use all of those. Hey Diane, in the kit, I mean in the cards you make or the projects. Anyway, it's great. So the one for this month is cards again. I believe you make 9. Let me look. Yep, 9 cards, 3 designs, 3 of each. Misty Moonlight, Stampin' Spot, and it has sentiments like thanks, hello, and thinking of you. That's just in the other set, not including that free bonus set. So how you get Paper Pumpkin, I need to move these retreat samples out of my way. How you get Paper Pumpkin is you can either go to my website and purchase it. So my store, my online store, and that is under, like when you click at the top, like shopping or whatever, then it's under other products, kits, Paper Pumpkin. And that's where you find just to purchase 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months and not subscribe. Or you can click the other link I provide to subscribe. You'll get it every month. It's $23.50 plus tax only. Shipping is included on the $23.50, so you save money if you're a subscriber. You can cancel anytime, all that stuff. So, any questions, let me know. I don't know where to put this. And then, I'm reading my notes here. I marked out some stuff that was not applicable anymore. I'm going to go ahead and point the camera down now so we can talk real quick about this sale that's going on right now with Stampin' Up. It's called Savings Are in Bloom. This is a while supplies last or March 31st sale, and we have several bundles and our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that are 20% off. So this mini machine, which I'll show, I don't know, I can't remember if I die cut today, so let me just get it out. I'll show it right now. It's a die cutting machine that embosses too, and it's $48 instead of $60. While supplies last. It comes with everything you need to be able to die cut and emboss. You do not have to purchase anything extra to use anything we sell to die cut and emboss. You just purchase the dies or the embossing folders. It is the mini, so you have to purchase the products that say they match the mini machine, of course. The embossing folders are skinnier, which they work in both machines. And then, of course, we have some dies that are huge. So anyway, 20% off. Grab it now. It's a great way to get my free online class, etc. And then on the bundles, the first one is here, all squared away. 20% off, so that's like 30% off total. It's $40 for a stamp set and dies, and then all these dies as well. I mean, all these bundles as well. Art Gallery, Beauty of Friendship, Celebrate Sunflowers. That one's been very popular with everything going on right now because that's the like flower of Ukraine. Garden Wishes bundle, Hydrangea Haven bundle, Pansy Patch, Quiet Meadow, Seascape, Sweet as a Peach, Welcoming Window, What's Cooking It, and Wildcats. So they're all awesome. They are while supplies last, meaning they'll come back after the sale at some point, most likely, but if they run out during the sale, you won't be able to get the sale price. So order early rather than later. Now currently there are 2, I'm going to look it up real quick, that are they will be back before the sale ends, but it's that this, I think it's 2. The Beauty of Friendship, the stamp set we ran out of, so we're waiting on our our, what do you call it? The people that make our stamps in Utah to make more. So that will be back approximately March 21st. So you'll still be able to get the sale once it comes back in stock. And Wildcats. When it's the stamp set, we don't have to stress as much because we make our own stamps in Utah. But when it is the dies, that's when it's probably going to be gone for the sale. So hopefully that makes sense. Any questions, let me know. Grab your bundles now. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to talk about, and we're almost ready to stamp, except I have just a couple of stacks here of samples to show y'all. And I'm scooting them over here so I don't forget. But before that, I'll talk about my monthly online ordering special. So when you place an online order with me every month of $25 or more with the monthly host code, which it's here on the video, it's on my blog, stamптherapist.com, right there, and it's emailed out. Okay, so 3 places to find that host code, which let me show you real quick where to enter the host code when you're ordering. It's right there after you go to the shopping cart. Above checkout, you see the add host code. You click that, you copy and paste or type it in, and then you make sure it says Jennifer Cotton, that you're shopping with Jennifer Cotton. That's me. To get rewards from me, of course. Okay, so you will, every month you get a class packet to make 4 cards. I announce the class packet, like what stamp we're using, I should say, every month. This month is Flowering Rain Boots. I made these cards like, oh, hold on. I thought I was on this camera. I made these cards, I'm glad I looked over at the other thing, on, I think, last week's video here on Facebook. But anyway, you will get the class packet to make these 4 cards mailed to you next month. Now, if your order is 50 or more, you also get a free full accessory. So through March 15th, you see the code right there for March 15th, you're going to get a free full roll of this papaya ribbon. Then if you don't place your order until March 16th, use the new host code, and instead you will get the 50 or more, a free full pack of these bumblebees. We'll still supply the ribbon, or vice versa, we'll supply the bumblebees. But if you do both, you place a 50 or more order in the first half of the month and then a separate one in the second half, you get both free gifts. So hopefully that makes sense. Also, what did I want to say about these? Oh, if your order is 150 or more, forget the host code. Stampin' Up's going to give you at least $15 in host rewards for you to cash in, and I'll still give you both gifts. So let me know if you have questions on that. And but then I'm going to sort of also offer you a different ordering special today when I do my stamping. But anyway, okay, so these first things I want to share here before we get started is from my team meeting. Every month, anyone in the team can join in our swap, which is where you make multiples. I think our count was 10 or 11 this month. So they made 10 or 11 of the exact same card, and then everybody gets back one of each card that everybody made. So it's totally optional. We have around 200 team members. You can see what 10 or 11 participated. So you do not have to participate. It's completely optional. You can mail them in. About a portion of these were mailed in. I'm not going to do the percent because I don't know. But anyway, and look at these gorgeous cards. And then it's also a contest, and the winner gets $20 in merchandise. And I let the team vote on who the winner is. This is that gorgeous Waves of the Ocean, whatever the name of it is, designer paper. So I'm not the one having to, give my opinion to pick the winner. Okay, so I believe, no, not this one, but look at this card. Like, they're so impressive. Look at that. There's more Waves of the Ocean, which is what our team make and takes were focused on. Plus, it's a brand new product that you can buy now. Speaking of, let me go back and check my notes. I did forget to mention that. Don't forget, these new products are out, the All Together stuff and the Waves of the Ocean stuff. A lot of it's while supplies last. You'll see it first thing when you go to my online store, new product. Anyway, so a lot of people were focused on that. There's some Winka Stella on here. Like, these are gorgeous cards. This one, look at this. So she has a window sheet on top. And this is much more impressive in person. The window sheet combined with just this designer paper that Stampin' Up! Printed makes it look like photo paper with a cool alcohol technique background. It's just paper on paper. And then, of course, she did the gorgeous wave stuff on top. Now, this is heat embossed, this stamp in white. So it's a very detailed stamp. I mean, a card. That was Robin. Let's see. This is Martha. Don't have a name. This is Jen. And then, get this, a cute little guy. So cute. Don't have a name. This one is Linda Harrell. So this was our winner. This, y'all check out this card. Let me make room so you can see it. So it opens. Oh yeah. I thought it opened the other way too. Maybe not. You pull this. And don't ask me how to make this, by the way. You pull this. And then you keep pulling. And it's a huge pop-up card. Isn't that amazing? So Linda made that and she won. She got voted the best, or the favorite swap, I should say. It's just favorite, not necessarily best. Okay, and then two more. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This card is much more detailed, in my opinion, than it looks at first glance. Super pretty. Love that. Blanking out on the name. Stamp set. And then this one. That was Mary Ann, yes. And this is Yolanda. So we have calendar, a 2022 calendar there. It does stand up. This is the stuff we're using for our retreat class, by the way, our retreat in a box. Oh, and let me show you that. May your days bloom with joy and happiness. Okay, so that's my team swaps. Love it. If you're not on my team, you can be. Feel free to join. And then last but not least, more birthday cards. Okay, so this one's from Mary Ann. Love the sticky note so you can reuse the card. Thank you, Mary Ann. This one is from Julie. Thank you, Julie, one of our cruisers. I got to meet her in person on the cruise. This was from Karen thanking me for a class packet she received, which she received it because she did so much cutting. So, but you're welcome, Karen. And then Karen also gave me a birthday card. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. She used that marvelous paper. Goes really well with that stamp set. I'm having to remember. Oh, this is from Rhonda. Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda's on here today, I know. I think Marianne might be as well. This is from Renee. I haven't seen Renee in forever, Renee, but miss you. In person, I haven't seen her. Robin, she sent me a really nice note inside. Thank you, Robin. This gorgeous card is from Oma. Look how gorgeous. There's a strip right here of our white glittered organdy ribbon, and it just adds so much because in person at first you think the paper's glittery or something. It's really cool. So great card there. This one's from Vivi. It's a shaker inside an envelope. Super cute. Thank you, Vivi. And this one was from Gail, I believe. Yes. Look how gorgeous. I was going to say cute and pretty, but no, it's gorgeous. With all this, I don't know what she did. It's vellum on top of, you can't really pull up the vellum, but I'm not sure how she made the background, but it's pretty gorgeous. And then the vellum is embossed, if y'all can see that. Last but not least on cards, this one is from Betty. Are you here, Betty? Thank you so much. Betty is a March birthday as well. I think hers was a couple of days ago. And then this was from Pat. I got a gift from Marianne too, by the way, but not really to show on the camera. So Pat said she was, busy as we all are. And so she was like, your card is on the front of the bag, which isn't that gorgeous? Woo. And then she is awesome with the Vera Bradley gift. So thank you, Pat. All right. So thank you. Thank you. I actually saw on Informed Delivery today, I think a couple more cards are coming. So that's cool. Okay, so this Hello Ladybug, these 4 cards I'm going to make for you today with Hello Ladybug. By the way, you have a chance to win these, just these 4 cards that I make, by commenting on this video. And then if you share it, comment that you shared, that gets you entered again. This works on YouTube and Facebook. These 4 cards I'm going to make are my card class for this month. So I think sometimes that I don't promote this class properly. This is an additional class you can get free with an online order. Okay, every month card class is free with a $20 order. Oh, it says Otter. Oh my goodness. Order. Now there's a separate host code, so it's not combined with my monthly online ordering special. This one here, this is separate. You get that host code when you register for card class or scrapbook class, by the way. And then the dates are all in there. I already said all this earlier, but this month it'll be mailed on 3/21. I'll email you. What is this? I will email. Oh, if you want to just go on and place an online order with GQRGJQXM host code of 20 or more, then I'll email you the registration link, because you do need to register. That's how I count how many packets to cut for my good friends Landa and or Shirley. So you need to register, and you need to add kit shipping. So I don't ship this one for free unless you order $50 or more for 1 class with the host code. So it's probably confusing, but if you have any questions, let me know. There is a class RSVP link. I'm going to leave this on here for a second. You can point your smartphone at this, and it'll take you to the class registration link, and then you can order, or vice versa, order and then register. It's 2 steps: order, register. Now, you can just pay $15 to get this class packet as well, and this is, again, every single month, and then you don't have to order. And the $15 I invoice you for, because of how I have my registration set up. So this is what the class packets look like. They come in a baggie. Everything is separated by card, I should say. I was like searching for the word. So each card is in its own clear envelope, and then this piece at the back for this month, you'll have an extra. It's for all 4 cards basically, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so any questions, let me know. Ooh, Betty. Oh, yes, with me. At first, Betty, I thought it was like, I'm doing my first bingo today, like as a demonstrator. But she's doing her first bingo with me today. I have bingo tonight at 6:30 Central. It is too late to register, but hey, it's going to be fun. Okay, so since this is one of my monthly classes, I have everything in a tub here, all the supplies they will need. We'll take this to the in-person and lay it out on the table, and then we'll put it all back in the tub at the end, and this is what people can check out from me. But if you take it to go, just straight up to go, you stamp at home with your own stamps and ink and punch. Okay, so the first card I'm going to make, I have them in order here, so it's this one. And hopefully, every time I do the tubs on these videos, I have very little space up here. But hopefully we'll be okay. So I'm going to need this piece right off the bat. It's a this is for all of the cards. It's a 2-inch by 11-inch strip of basic white. And actually, and I'll have this in the class instructions. I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp all of these right now, but it's for all 4 cards. 4 cards, $20 free. $15 free with a $20 order. Okay, so I have my Memento black ink here, and I need 6 ladybugs. And as you can see from my wonderful stamping, you really need to ink these well and stamp them well. And you really, if you go to the in-person class, you need to use the foam mat, because the tables there are kind of funky texture. Or if at home, if you don't have a firm, hard table, you need to use the foam. The Stampin' Pierce mat is what it's called, under your photopolymer stamps that are super solid like this. My table should be good. Find the stamp in here. And stamp it. So this is the top of the paper. I want the ladybug going upside down because that's how she is when you punch. Upside down, not right side up. I guess you could punch it from this direction, but we're going to do it. I'm going to do it upside down because I like to hold the punch this way and be able to work like that. I don't like to hold the punch this way. That does not work for me. Okay, so ink it, Memento Black you can press hard on. So you really want to press nice and firm. And then when you stamp it, you really want to hold it for several seconds. You can even look, and sometimes you can pick up your paper with a nice solid photopolymer stamp and see if the paper will stick to it. It did, so then you can put your hand up under there and rub to transfer even more ink. So those are just all tips because this is super solid image on a photopolymer stamp. Now, if this was a regular ink pad, we wouldn't press very hard and you still get plenty of ink. So I'm stamping all the ladybugs here for all 4 cards, like I said already. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more. See how y'all are doing. Yes, Terry, the ladybugs are fun. I'll see you tonight too, is Terry. Okay. Okay, so there's those. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp these wings. They're not for this card, they're for the next card. But again, I would recommend this at the class too, like it'll be in my instructions. Just go ahead and stamp all this at the beginning and you'll be halfway done. Although, don't worry, we are using lots more stamps. Okay, so this is Bumblebee, and the reason it's stamped in the direction, so I'm just tapping on this one, gentle, gentle, tap, tap, tap. The reason I'm stamping it sideways, sort of up and down, and with the wings going, like flying back toward my left, is because of how the punch is. So you always want to look at your punches when they have shapes like this to see the direction and shape. Forgot I need black. So then you stamp these dots in the holes there. You really want to be, if I mess this up, it's because you really want to be on top of it, like have your head right above it, so you can see really where to place these dots to fill in those white holes. So just take your time is the point. Ooh, good one. Rather than rushing through that one little part. Okay. And then this card I need 2 ladybugs, so I'll punch out 2 of them. So hopefully you understand why I stamped them in the direction I did. And then I just position, like I get everything positioned exactly where I want it before I start punching, but I'm squeezing it hard enough that it supposedly doesn't move. I usually don't pull on it like that. And then I use 2 hands and I always flip it upside down and punch so that the little excess pieces stay on my table instead of flying at me. So I'll repeat that. And see, this is also why you wouldn't want to start punching from this side for the ladybugs, because you're going to waste paper on that left. Hopefully everybody already knows these tips, but just in case. Okay, so there's 2 for this card. I'm going to put this away. And then now I'll pull in the rest of the pieces. We have a basic white card base. It's 4 inches, 4. I'm thinking of something else. It's 5.5 by 8.5. So it was 8.5 by 11, and it just got cut in half. And then we'll fold that in half with the bone folder. So align the 2 edges here on the table. I like to use my thumbnail and then make sure the 2 corners are aligned, and then just do the crease with the bone folder. If you crease it with your finger, the inside is going to show a lot more wrinkles, plus your finger might have dirt on it, basically. And then, of course, the step up from that is to use a scoring tool instead. I mean, the scoring blade on our paper trimmer, which you could totally do. This will be a landscape shape card. I'm going to set that aside. And then the next layer is Real Red. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And yeah, I see those comments, everybody, but I think I have to delete it after the video. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I clicked block. Yay. Okay. Sorry about the troll. I clicked report Sarah and everybody else. Tell me, I see Sarah's comment, so after Sarah's, tell me if anything's still happening. Thank you. I saw one earlier, but usually it's just like one and then it stops, so cool. Hopefully it got fixed. Okay, so this piece of Real Red, if you can see these hearts on here, I have run it through the embossing folder. Thank you, Betty. She said she also reported it, so apparently you can as a like a viewer as well. These are called the Dottie Hearts embossing folders. You get 2 in one pack. They are the size to fit in our mini Stampin' Cut and emboss machine, so that's awesome. They work with the mini. However, this won't work with the mini because my paper is wider. So I ran this through on our large Stampin' Cut and emboss machine. And of course, we're going to do that for you for this class. We'll pre-emboss. And there's 2 different types of heart images in this set, and I think both would have worked for this card. Because I'm making this like a love card. Love. It's not love. The greeting doesn't say love, but it's like love bug themed. Anyway. Anyway, Dottie Hearts. Pretty cute. 2 embossing folders for 1 price. So that is going to go on the front of my card. Then the next layer is some designer paper. This is the Sweet Talk designer paper. I'm using, this isn't a Valentine card, so I'm using a side that's more generic. So if you don't have that Sweet Talk, I know Valentine is over, Valentine's Day, but it is a cute paper that will only be available till June or while supplies last. And some of the designs on the other side are non-Valentine themed. And of course hearts can be other things, we know. But so here's the one I used. On the back is these cute heart and pink suckers. But anyway, there's like watercolor paper in it, love, hearts, stripes, etc. So there's that. So, and the design I'm using is, let me make sure which pink it is. Blushing Bride is the light pink, and then it just has these real red, very uneven marks, like you just took a pen and made little marks all over it. They're like dots, but they're more like pen marks or something. Okay, this designer paper is 5 1/4 long, yes, and 2 3/4 tall. And then I have 2 scraps of one of Real Red and one of Blushing Bride. Then I have some ribbon here, which I'll tell you about when I use it. And then some red rhinestones. So these are called red rhinestones. They're only red. And of course, we usually think Christmas with those, but they can go with anything red on your projects, whether it's Valentine's Day or something else. Okay, so on these 2 scraps of Real Red, what I'm going to do is stamp the dots only from the wing image. Now, I could have stamped this, the solid wing image, which is the one I stamped in Bumblebee on the first part. The reason I didn't is because for a class setting, I would need more stamps, because I don't want people having to clean these off and someone didn't clean it and now there's red ink on the bumblebee ink or whatever. So a solution to that, or if you just don't have those colors ink, or you want to have less steps, is to just stamp the dots and then on a colored paper, I should say, and then punch it out. So I'm stamping these dots in the same direction as I did on, dropped that paper in my black ink pad, on the first sheet, toward the right edge. So this, I wish I had a picture of this for my written instructions. Maybe I can screenshot it from this video and not have to stamp again and take another photo. We're stamping it to the right so we can hold on to the left and insert it into the punch, which is what we'll do now. So there you go, a little solution there to get your any color wings you want. And of course you can make the dots any color as well, but I just made mine black. You might even possibly, if you made this a tiny bit longer, you could get 2 out of 1 piece, and or even not longer, but I would make it a tiny bit longer, and then you can hold on to that side. Anyway, there's my wings. Go on these cute ladybugs. So we have a blushing bride one set of wings and a real red set of wings. And then the greeting. Oh, you know what? I forgot a step on this card. I did. I didn't forget a step. I forgot to cut something. It is using this die. My goodness. This will already be cut for you, but I messed up. Landa, take note. This is a label die from Potted Succulents. If you've seen my videos before, you know I love these dies because they have 4 different label images that are stitched and adorable and really great sizes for lots of stuff. So there should be one of those in here that's basic white. You can always tell when I cut the packet instead of Landa. Something will be missing. Well, not for your class, but for a video. So I guess I'll grab this mini machine. I'll cut it for y'all real quick. It wasn't on purpose though. I'm trying to save time, of course, and show you how your packets really come. But anyway, that's fine. Let me grab my scrap of white somewhere here. There we go. So you just open these machines. The big one works the exact same way. It's just larger, so it fits bigger dies. Goodness. Plate 1. Sorry, I was trying to read a text. Uh-oh. Rhonda says her video went away. I still see the video, so hopefully what am I trying to say? Hopefully everybody else can still see the video. And Betty, good point. The mini machine is 20% off. It's only $48. Thank you, Pam. So I don't know if Rhonda can hear me, but refresh or restart Facebook. Anyway, the mini machine's 20% off, which makes it $48 through March 31st or while supplies last. And of course it comes with 2 number 2 plates, so you put one on bottom. I only cut on one of them. The other one I keep as a clean top plate, which for me, I feel also on both machines helps keep my plates flat. My plates don't bend, they don't curve. Now the mini ones curve a little bit more. The key on that is, because I don't even do this on my other ones, but flipping this bottom one as you use it. So next time go flip it, next time flip it, etc. So see how flat my plates are? They don't bend like a lot of people say, but I always have the top one that I don't cut on. So anyway, hopefully that's why mine don't bend, and hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so that'll be in your packet. Now our greeting comes from the stamp set, and it's going to say, "May your greatest wish come true." And of course that'll be real red. So tap, tap, tap. I like to go with these small images to these corners that have all this dark ink on them, where I haven't stamped something in the middle 20,000 times. And then again, just hold it down firmly a few seconds, and you should get a nice stamped image. That's a little off center, but it's fine. I'm far away from my stamping surface. We're gonna blame that. Okay, so let's put this card together. So first, I will attach this designer paper. I'll just use Stampin' Seal, my favorite adhesive. And you don't need a lot of it, so I put it on the two left and right edges and a little bit in the center. I put that on the designer paper, and I'm going to have the non-embossed portion of the red at the bottom. And then this piece goes about maybe 1/4 of an inch from the bottom across the front of the card. It's landscape. Then you will have 2 pieces of ribbon in your packet. One is shorter, and the edges will be cut straight. That's the one that is going to go around the front here. So what I do is I get the ribbon where I want it. It's toward the bottom, maybe 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the designer paper. I flip it over and I add adhesive to the back. I may sneeze here in a second. And then I attach the ribbon to the back of the card, and then I do the same thing on the other side. I always like to flip it back over and check on the front that I have it straight. And then we're going to tie this longer piece that has the angled edges in a bow. So I'll do a bunny ear bow. Honestly, I can't remember why I did it this way. It does save you a ton of ribbon instead of going all the way around, and that might have been why, because this ribbon, it's the Real Red faux linen ribbon from our mini catalog. It is low inventory right now, so that might have been why, but I can't remember. Or I was just, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna make a bow with this ribbon and then glue it on here so it'll look like we tied it all the way around. So 2 bunny ears, lots of space in between. When your ribbon is pre-cut like mine, you try to make your tails approximately even with each other. All my fingers are pointing at me. The purpose of that statement is to notice that I haven't turned my fingers around and twisted my ribbon at all. It's flat, flat, flat. Then I take the right and go over the left. And then that piece, the right loop, I should say, gets pushed down into the rabbit hole. And then, of course, just fix your bow. Sometimes takes more fixing than others. Make it the size you want, make the loops the size you want, etc. Pretty good. And then of course you can trim, and this one will, or this bow is going to get attached right there with a mini glue dot. But I think I'll wait a second just to make sure everything lays out the way the spacing I'm thinking. Okay, so for my ladybugs, I'm going to use mini Stampin' Dimensionals just because they're my favorite, not because they're mini, although they are perfect for this. At the top of each wing, so 2 on each wing, and attach them to each stamped ladybug. I like the minis because you get 720 in a pack for $4, plus all these super wide edges that you can use. And to me, they work just as good as the big ones. Okay, so I'm going to have the red ladybug over here on the right toward the top a little bit, and the pink one over here toward the left. I'm going to go ahead and attach my greeting first for mini dimensionals. I stamped that greeting on because it goes up and down. So I stamped it on the label up and down instead of landscape. It's portrait. This greeting will go over here on the left. It's a little bit, it's halfway on the ribbon, and then halfway, the rest goes above it. And then my pink ladybug I'm going to attach flat But now that I've added the greeting with dimensionals, I can sort of tuck her body under the greeting a little bit. And her, this is positioned different than my other card, but that's fine. That's how card making is. And her wing is over the greeting. And then this ladybug, the red one, will be on dimensionals. So I'll just use a couple. And then it's going to be, oh, it, she, it, I don't know, is over here on the right side. Okay. And then let me go ahead and attach this to the card base just because it's getting on my nerves floating over here loosely. Add adhesive on top of the ribbon that you wrapped around the back. That is the final thing to secure it. And then I'll place this on the card base, the basic white. And then now I can add my rhinestones and my bow. And then I think we'll be done with this card. What do y'all think? So I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. There are some in the box, by the way, but I'll use mine. And place that bow right on the dot, pull it off, and place that on the ribbon. So again, it's the fake thing. One thing I don't love about this technique is how you can kind of see the ribbon above and below the straight ribbon, but no one's going to notice that, so it's fine. But it saves, you can do the math, like measure it out. It saves you so much ribbon to do it this way. So there's that. And then I'll use my take your pick tool. Again, there's one in the box. And put my finger on top of the dot. I like to use this pointy end on top of the rhinestone. Hold it down while you dig up under it to stick it to the tool. And then what I love about this is you can see where do I want to place my embellishment without your giant finger blocking your view. At least my fingers seem giant. And anyway, and then stick these on the card. Okay, so that is the finished card number 1 for card class this month. There you are. How's everybody doing? I know Martha loved these ladybugs. They're just too cute. And there's so many things you can do. You can make all the colored ones. I did Google like how many, I mean not how many, I Googled like ladybug colors to see. So hey Betty, thanks for telling Rhonda about that. And I'm glad everyone else's video is working because y'all know I have trouble with this internet stuff. Okay, so don't forget, comment on the video to have a chance to win these cards today, but you can also take this class from me as well. Okay, the next card is our alternate color ladybug card. This will be a yellow one, and I'm using Bumblebee as our yellow. So our card base is Bumblebee. Let me go ahead and fold this card base 5.5, 8.5. And this is going to be, shocker of all shockers, a Z fold card. So let's fold the front all the way back to the left and use the bone folder and make a really, like I'm pressing really hard to make a firm crease there. You could also score it with your paper trimmer if you prefer, but y'all know I hardly ever do that. And then it's a Z fold. Then our next piece is in the class packet, besides the strip that we already used, is basic white 4 by 5 1/4 to go on the inside. Designer paper, this one is the Pansy Petals. Make sure I say the right name. Pansy Petals, yes, designer paper from the annual catalog. The Pansy dies, the bundle is on sale right now, 20% off, by the way. Super cute. This is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and it's just a bumblebee design with little like flat white bumblebee flowers on it, little tiny ones in a nice even pattern. They're not, well, maybe they are pansies, but they're so small nobody would know what kind of flower it is. You can call it anything you want, and like within reason. Anyway, here's the Pansy Petals designer paper real quick. Just really pretty springy colors. Spring is coming, by the way. How's the weather, everybody? It's going to be cold here tomorrow, like cold-ish. And then back to, like, we're getting up to 80 one day next week. Wednesday is supposed to be 80. So spring is coming. How is everybody feeling about spring coming? I know we've had some rough weather lately, so hopefully your weather's getting a little better. Okay, next up is a piece of basic black that has been pre-die cut with the Hippo and Friends dies, which is another great set full of label dies. So, of course, it has hippos and unicorns and sheep and stuff too. The die I used is right here. It's the second from the largest on this one. It's like a square, but it's not a square because it has fancy stitching and fancy design, I guess, around the edges. Then there's these other two shapes as well. One is stitched and one is like beveled when you die cut those. So Hippo and Friends, great dies. You definitely want to get those if you don't have them. There is a bundle. Is it still a bundle? Anyway, there's a set of dies. I mean, a stamp set that goes with it. Okay, and then this white circle, I'll measure it here in a second, of course, from Layering Circles dies. Layering Circles, must have. This circle is 2 1/8. It's basic white. I think I said that. Okay, so for this card, I need stamped, punched out, I should say, 1 ladybug body. Did this at the beginning if you missed it. The beginning of the stamping, I should say. Skip. I talked about classes at the beginning like always. This is my full-time business. So I'm going to turn this upside down and punch so all the little scrap pieces go on the table. Very gently remove that. I'm going to tear this off now so it doesn't get in my way next time. And this is the one I need these bumblebee wings for. So I'll punch those out as well. See, again, you have waist on the right side now. So the wings go on your right side of stamping, ladybugs on the left, if you choose to do it the way I do. Isn't this a cute color of a ladybug? I really don't like beetles, but I like ladybugs, by the way. Oh, and there's a piece of ribbon in here as well. The black glittered organdy ribbon. Okay, so for our stamping on this one, I'm actually giving 2 options to stamp in for what I'm supplying. I know when you stamp these at home, you can modify them any way you want. I'm going to stamp one of the versions today. I'm trying to decide which one to stamp. I guess I'll do the ladybug one. And I'll show you the other one. Maybe I'll stamp both real quick on the other side of the paper. It doesn't really matter what this one has. Actually, okay, I'm going to stamp both and then y'all can decide. Okay, so I'm going to have Memento Black and Bumblebee ink. And for version 1 here, I'll have both stamps available in the class. I'm going to use this other ladybug that comes in the set. It's a walking one with a smiling face. You get the side view, no punching. It does not match the punch. So you have 2 parts, the body with the face and the dots and the legs that you stamp in black in general. And then the wing, I guess, with the holes in it that you stamp in a color. So in this case, you want to stamp the whole body first with the legs and everything. So it's Memento Black, so I'm inking it really well. And it's going to go down here in the bottom right-hand corner. Nice and firm, several seconds. We already talked about all this. Use your foam mat if you don't have a good table. And then this one you really, in my opinion, really need to look when you align it. You really need to pay attention. You can see where to place these images, but just pay attention. Pay attention to the lines all the way around and the circles. And you, of course, want the black circles to go inside these holes. This kind of looks like cheese, by the way. But then you also don't only want to look at that, you want to look at all of the shape of the wing. And it may not be perfect, and that's fine. And that was Bumblebee ink right on top. There you go. And then so for this one, I'm going to stamp my friend in black. Comes with the set, of course. Right kind of above this ladybug that was in the bottom right hand corner. She is. So on this card, you're going to kind of see my friend there and the ladybug when it's open, when it's closed, I should say. The other version is, in case you want to do an option, an alternative, I should say, because I'm offering it, is to use this 3-flower image that comes in the set in Bumblebee. We're going to use that too. And I'm hoping I can do this again. You're basically going to stamp this a few times down here at the bottom right hand corner. So I start in the corner hanging some of the flowers off the edge of the corner there. And then I ink it again and I stamp above to the left, ink again above to the right, and I just keep going a few times. So I'm just putting some flowers down here in the corner basically. I think they're gonna look, in fact I can tell, let me just, I'm gonna do this here. They're gonna look different than my original, and that's fine. I think that's enough. And then for the greeting on this one, I put my friend right in the center, well, centered left to right and a little bit toward the top. So it will be hidden when the card is closed, once this piece is on here. So you have this version. I'm going to attach this version inside my card, the ladybug. Oh my goodness. Look what I did. Because, what am I trying to say? Because my other sample has the flowers already showing. Okay, I'm going to grab, see if I have in here my sand eraser and try to remove a little ink I just put where it doesn't belong. I do have these sand erasers in my adhesive kits you can purchase when you add on my classes. And it's like a little sandpaper for cardstock. So for me, I think I'm pretty weak. So it doesn't always erase ink very well for me. Although it will erase smudges, like if you get dirt or something funky on a card, it'll erase that kind of good. But light marks I can usually get to go away. Ooh, see, that's sanding my designer paper down. Anyway, it works for most people. I'm pretty weak, so there we go. I think this will be okay. It'll get hidden up here with my greeting. Okay, so we stamped the inside of the card. Long story short, however you choose to do that, you'll be able to see photos of both, of course, in the class instructions. And then on this circle, I'll just pre-die cut for you. We're going to stamp the word hello, which is in this box somewhere right here. Also from Hello Ladybug in Memento Black. And it's going to go kind of down in the bottom right hand corner. And then you will, when you put the card together, you'll make sure it's straight on the card. Okay, so I think I can start attaching things together here. I'm going to attach my inside piece first, the inside of the card base Bumblebee. I forgot I was going to tell y'all to pick which card you liked better. But yeah, say if you like the Bumblebee or the flowers better, and I'll put that one, that particular design in the prize. Assuming Jennifer remembers and all that. Okay, so when I attach the piece that says hello, I'm just going to give for myself a visual here. Make sure everything's going to be aligned properly and straight and all that. And then make hello be going the correct way. Correct angle, all that stuff. And then my ladybug will go together just like my other one. Looking for my dimensionals here. 2 mini dimensionals on the wings. There's that. 2 more dimensionals on the back of the body. And then she's just going to be above hello to the left, flying off to the left direction. Cute. And then this whole label piece will go on the front, only attached to the left side. So I'm going to flip it upside down so I can see where to place my dimensionals to keep the adhesive only on the side of that side flap. And then peel all those off. I did 5 dimensionals there. And then of course for this one I'm strategically going to cover up my little mistake there, but I am going to center it left to right. I'm just scooching it up, and I do want this higher, like not centered top to bottom, but I'm also making sure I cover up that mistake there. So there's that part of this card. And then last but not least is just to add our ribbon. So I'll tie this in a bow. Hello, my friend. Isn't that cute? A bunny ear bow. So I just showed those, so do it a little faster. The black glittered organdy. The black and the white glittered organdy are such good ribbons. They're like basics, must have. You can never have too much. They work with so many different projects and types of projects. They do shed. Glitter is falling off everywhere over here as I'm making this bow. But at least it's big, chunky, thick glitter. Okay, so I'll mini I'll mini glue dot this on. That was a funny word. And this bow goes over here on the circle to the left at an angle. And then of course, if you need to trim your bow, you can. All right. There we go. So now let's see both. We have the version with the little flowers on the inside and the version with the ladybug on the inside. And that is it. So which one do you guys like better? The bow does add so much, right? It finishes it off, definitely. Who said that? Diane. I agree. Thank you, Rhonda. Oh, this is your favorite so far, Linda. Awesome. Glad you guys like it. Love the cheeky grin on this ladybug, right? So cute. The little face. Yes. Uh-oh. Flowers. Ladybug. Thank you, Catherine. Glad you like it. Awesome. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of votes for which they like better, so you may just get a random assignment of a prize there. Okay, next up, I'm making 2 more cards. Oh, where's my packets? Here's the pieces for the next one. Isn't that exciting? We have polished pink, some embellishments, etc., some gingham ribbon. It's going to be cute. Okay, so basic white card base. Ladybug. Carol, is it freezing for anyone else? Possibly try going out and going back in. So I folded my card base in half. This will be a landscape shape card. Then I'll take all my pieces out. We have basic black 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, look, that's where we're going to cut your label from for the previous card. Then basic white 3 3/4 by 5, which I am going to stamp on. Then a pre-punched set of wings from the polished pink shimmer vellum. Can y'all see that shimmer? This vellum is amazing. I would get it now in case it retires when our retiring list comes out in April. And don't forget about the retiring in colors too, by the way. I actually made a graphic for those. I forgot to talk about them. Let me just do that real quick. Look, these colors, not this one I'm showing now, but Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider. Oh, I just showed Bumblebee. Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. Those are all retiring. And April 1st is when they go while supplies last. So get your ink pads, get your ink refills, your cardstock, etc. before. But anyway, this shimmer vellum is in the other in colors. Succulent, Freesia, Polished Pink, the one I'm using today, Pale Papaya, sorry, and Evening Evergreen. I think I said all of them. It's so pretty. It's 12 by 12. I believe you get 2 of each sheet. Yeah, it's awesome. So we will pre-punch a set of wings for you from that. And then we'll also pre-die cut this label for you. And that's from these awesome new dies called Waves dies. That you can purchase them now. They'll be in our new catalog that comes out in May. And you get this label die. The actual die is not here at my house right now. Someone has it. And then this one that I used, which is in my little baggie here. Y'all know what this baggie's for? Right there. And it's like, these are going to be a favorite, these labels. This baggie's for Landa, by the way. Okay, so that's pre-cut in basic white. And then there's 3. You may definitely get a different size than what I'm getting, which mine are all small. You might get medium, you might get some small and medium. But anyway, these 21 to 23 in color jewels in polished pink. And then of course that's our black and white gingham ribbon. Oops. It got stuck under something. Which is available. I believe it's not in a catalog right now, but it's in the online store. You can order it, you can text orders about it, etc. Black and white gingham ribbon. It was in our holiday catalog and it carried over. Okay, so for stamping on this card, I do, by the way, first of all, need a ladybug body that I pre-stamped already. And by the way, if you're like taking this class in person, please feel free to go ahead and punch all of them out at one time. I'm just doing it card by card here because of the video. It's gonna look so cute with these bright pink wings. But anyway, for the stamping, I'm going to stamp on the 3 3/4 by 5 white and the label. On this white, it's going to be landscape. I'm going to add this flower image. So the stamp set comes with this awesome like daisy style flower. And then it comes with this little image that you can put in the center of the flower. So we're going to add some polished pink. Oh, we're going to use the leaf too. Comes with this awesome leaf stamp. We're going to add polished pink. This table's a hot mess today. Flowers with bumblebee centers and a jade leaf. This giant leaf. Okay, so let me do my flowers first. They're going to go in the top left corner. I'm going to stamp 3 of them. I have stuck my fingers in the ink pads all day today. I don't normally do that. So tap, 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 move it around on different spots of the ink pad, of course, but don't press hard. And don't get ink on the edges of your clear block on any of these stamps. So I'm going to put 1 in the top left corner, maybe just a tiny little bit hanging off the edges. Again, firm, several seconds to get that good image. And then I'll add a couple more, just sort of interlocking the petals glitter on that. And making like a triangle here of flowers. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine, nor perfect. It'll be fine. That's it for that color. Then the bumblebee is the little flower centers, which, by the way, it's a weird, like, it's not an symmetrical shape. So I think they do align if you really, really, really want to take that time. I don't. So I'm stamping them random. But I think the first one I did, it really aligned really well, just like by accident. So you can take that time and look and align it, but let me see. Is everybody freezing? Terry, you're welcome for Prize Patrol. And yay for bingo. Yes, yes. Jackie, what did I think you said? I see Carol says it's freezing. I don't know if, I can't tell if it's freezing for anyone else. Kathy's good. Peggy, okay. So most people are saying no freezing. If you're still here, Carol, thank you, Sarah, as well. And Janet, thank you guys. My iPad is freezing, but I have learned through research, I'm not even going to comment when my iPad is freezing, because that is a thing with iPads. Look at that. It's like ink on the inside that's not the same color as Bumblebee. Okay, just get that out of there. It's an iPad thing, so I don't know what device you're watching on, Carol, and sometimes it's our internet, sometimes it's so many different things that cause the freezing. But my iPad is freezing, and so I never watch other people's videos on the iPad. I always use my phone or computer. I use the iPad because my phone is this camera right now, to watch my own videos while I'm live. Anyway, long story short, iPads apparently do not play well with the Facebook app in most cases. Okay, so I'm inking up this stamp, this leaf really well. Tap, 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 you know, but lots of ink. You get lots with just the tapping. And then I'm going to stamp it down here in the bottom right hand corner. Again, a little bit off the edges. The stem is top right. The point is to the bottom left, but it's in that corner. And if I can, I'm going to pick it up while it's still attached to the paper and even press more from underneath with my hand to get a nice solid image. When your Just Jade ink pad is inked really well, you get a really good solid image there. And then I forgot about my greeting. You do want to make sure the correct side of your die cut label is facing up. It's a little like neater and cleaner on one side. And then what does this one say? You can bug me anytime. Isn't that cute? And it's a long skinny greeting. This is a long skinny label. The other label that comes with the waves is pretty much the same shape, but it's a little taller and a little shorter, so you can fit a more short fat greeting on it. And then this is a long skinny one. So we'll just, of course, just stamp that across the front here. Tap, tap, tap. I like to go to the edges when I have a small stamp because I can get all that juicy ink that's on the edges of my stamp pad. I need to pull this closer to my face. Sometimes I like to put my stamps on a bigger block because then you don't get the edges of the clear block blocking your view. Like that kind of was just now. It still worked out though. Bug me anytime. Okay, so let's put this one together. Read that comment. If you're on an iPad, just go straight to facebook.com. I did read that, Rhonda, and I think that's definitely true. Which I forgot to say that part, so I'm glad you said it. So go to Safari and then facebook.com. My problem, I tried to do that last week to watch my video, and the comments looks like it's totally a different view from the perspective of me being the person doing the video. But to watch it as a observer, it is a lot better that way. Okay, so for the Ladybug Vellum, adhesive shows through vellum. So I am going to use a mini glue dot, but it is going to show, and we're going to not mind that at all. So one glue dot right in the top center of these gorgeous wings. Don't want to use a dimensional because it would show even worse. And then you can even kind of curl your wings up, especially in this case because it's vellum. And you can do it even more with like a bone folder, gentle, gentle. Don't want to rip your paper. Anyway, but that little dot kind of shows. We go with it. We're paper crafting. It's fine. And then, trying to remember. Oh, yeah. How I did this card. How I did the ribbon stuff. So for this greeting, it has the 2 holes for ribbon, like ribbon slots on each side. You will have 2 strips of gingham ribbon. But actually we're going to do those last. So the first thing I'm going to do is my ladybug's going to kind of go on the, I guess I can go ahead and place her on. She's going to go on the leaf, a little bit off the leaf, flying up to the left. Looking for dimensionals. And hold on. Just rip the top off of that one. So let me go ahead and place her on here so I know where the greeting needs to go. And the greeting will go on with dimensionals. So it's pretty long, so I'll use 3. I'll be nice and use 3. And it's going to go left to right. I'm going to try to center it, but it's up a little bit higher above the ladybug, of course. Then this ribbon, I'm going to feed one end at a time through this ribbon slot and fold it in half, you know, so that there's like a V coming out of the side there. And then I'll flip this to the piece of white all the way over and add adhesive and glue down the gingham ribbon. And if I don't like how it looks, I can pull the ribbon up and reposition it. You can always do that with ribbon on the back of your cards. And I'll just make one of the V's, like the front part go down and the other one, the front part go up. It'll kind of look cute that way. Look at it from the front here. This isn't centered. We pretend we wanted it that way on purpose. And I'm going to fix these ribbons though. Yeah, I didn't center it perfectly, but nobody needs to know that I wanted to center it except all of y'all. Very cute. And then our little rhinestones. I'm going to take your pick tool again. They are the in color jewels. What do we call them? Yeah, in color jewels. I'll place one down here sort of toward the bottom middle on the white, and then a couple on the top right of the white above the ribbon. Bottom left, top right. And that is it. We just need to finish assembling. Adhesive on top of the ribbon that's on the back. It's very bumpy because I put all those embellishments on, the rhinestones. Goes on my basic black, and then that will go, trying to see here, on the card base. And that's it for this card. I love the polished pink though on these ladybugs. Here's my original that's centered a little bit better. There we go. Hey, Sherry, no problem. Thank you for sharing. Thanks, Janet. I'm glad you like the ribbon and the shimmery wings. I didn't curl these up as much on the original. But there it is. Okay, one more card to go. One more. This is my favorite one, of course. So it's best for last. And we have our basic white and then folk card base, and then inside this packet we have a piece of polished pink again, 4 by 5 1/4, and I've pre-die cut Amazing out of it. Then we have a piece of this gorgeous designer paper. It is called Heart and Home. It is in the mini catalog. I'm using it in the sampler class this month that you should sign up for. You'll get like, I think you're getting a full pack of Heart and Home. It's got that gorgeous wood grain that's in a gray on the back of all of the pieces, but like all these different wood grain styles. So we're using the skinny diagonal planks, which are my favorite. And it's 3 3/4 by 5. And I already said we pre-die cut amazing that the bubble part, that's the large one, the outline, from polished pink cardstock. This is the Amazing Thanks dies, which of course my amazing, the two are in this baggie. And then we'll die cut for you with adhesive sheets on the back, the skinny Amazing from our supple shimmer paper. So pretty. I don't know if you can see the shimmer there. I guess you can, but because of the plastic it's in. But the supple shimmer comes with, they call it blue, but it's like iridescent and pink. And we're using both on this card. You can see where I cut Amazing. I also tested the other way and I did not like it with that in the background. But anyway, the skinny Amazing is from the blue supple shimmer. And then we will also pre-punch for you two, now here's a wing, 2 pink supple shimmer wings. Well, I almost had a panic that I was short a ladybug. And just a side note, these are the adhesive sheets. They're 6 inches by 12 inches, and you cut off the size you need. You stick it to the back of your paper, whatever paper it is, it goes on the back. You peel off one side, stick it, die cut. Then you can peel off the protective coating from the other side. And of course, you probably will have to poke out some pieces from this die cut piece. Just be aware of that. Especially when we use the adhesive sheets, they don't fall out very well. That's fine, like it's no big deal for you guys to punch them out. Oh, and then we have a scrap of basic white here. Okay, so this card, get this card base out of the way. What time is it? Not too bad considering I'm making 4 cards and I talk a lot. This will be portraits, shape, whatever. Actually, I'll just put all those over there. So we know we already have our 2 bodies from this other scrap. So if you make this card first, don't stamp your ladybugs on this piece. That's not what it's for. The long piece is for your ladybugs. This is for leaves. So we want 2 Just Jade leaves. I'm saying that in case you just came on because this is a class that I'm offering. So if you take this class, you hear all about it at the beginning of the video. At the beginning of the stamping portion. If you take it, you'll have this piece of white in there for the leaves, but not for the ladybugs because we've provided a different piece for that. So 2 Just Jade leaves. We're going to hand cut those out. And while that's, well, whatever. It doesn't really need to dry, but I'm going to punch out these ladybugs before I hand cut out. Aligning stuff is fun. They're kind of, I guess I should have stamped them at a little bit of an angle. It doesn't matter, but you see they're kind of, whatever, shape, slant on there. Oh, and by the way, there's a long, nice long piece of the white glittered organdy ribbon for this card. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut these out because then we'll be ready to assemble. And this one, or I'm hand cutting, I grabbed my readers is what I'm trying to say. We're just hand cutting around these leaves. I'm leaving a little white border. I am turning the paper with my left hand and cutting with my right, so my right hand pretty much stays stationary. And if you do that and turn the paper with your other hand, you get smoother cuts. I also don't cut with the tips of my scissors. I cut with the open middle part, and I try to cut for a long while before reopening. All of this is to get a smooth edge, a smooth cut, so to say. Okay, la la la, what else can I say? Don't forget about this class is offered it's free with a $20 order. You do need to pay shipping on your kit unless you place a $50 order with this class's host code, which is different than the one on the screen. You would get a packet to make all 4 cards, or you can just buy the packet for $15. There is a registration link. But if you just want to win the cards I'm making right now, the same cards but pre-made, you can comment on this video to have a chance to win on YouTube or Facebook. And you can share the video and then comment that you shared for a second entry. But just make sure you comment, because YouTube and Facebook does not tell who shared the video. They tell like some of the people, but definitely not all, based on your privacy settings. I don't think YouTube does it all, but Facebook tells some. Anyway, and all that helps my business, so thank you, thank you. Just watching this video helps me. Commenting and thumbs upping and subscribing, everything helps, so thank you guys. Almost done. And then if you don't want these cards and you want the Rain Boots cards instead, then you can do my monthly online ordering special. Of course, you can do both, no problem. 2 different host codes. And any questions on any of the stuff, you can contact me directly. Okay, there we go. So for this one, I'm going to first attach my designer paper to the polished pink. Then just so I know where everything goes, the next thing I'll do is attach these leaves. So I'm gonna put, this is portrait, one at the bottom and one at the top, a little bit offset, so a little bit more to the left on the bottom, a little more to the right on top, and then the stems going down on bottom, up on the right, up on the top. It's pretty much like that. Half the time when I make these on the video, they're slightly off and different from my original, so if yours are that way when you recreate them, same difference, it's totally fine. Then I'm trying to remember how I did this. I think, let me put these ladybugs together. The whole thing is I'm trying to figure out kind of where to place the ribbon. It's not difficult at all, but the ribbon was, I had to like adjust it because I had it either too high or too low. So I'm trying to make the instructions better where you don't have to adjust yours. It'll just be in the right spot in the first place. So I'll put these 2 ladybugs together so I can see where they're gonna be on the card. And then I think I'll add the greeting, then the ribbon, then the ladybugs. So they're gonna kind of be flying, different directions on the leaves there. I'm gonna peel the backing off of the Skinny Amazing. Kathy, if your leaves, like if you have a well-inked ink pad and a smooth stamping surface and they don't stamp good, you or your demonstrator, if you purchase them from someone else, can contact Stampin' Up to see if it's a defective stamp, and they may need you to send pictures of the stamped images. But especially if everything else in your set is stamping good and one image is not, it might be defective. I did have a different stamp set with a defective image recently. So you can always check that out. I mean, I will say this Just Jade is super juicy. So it depends on what y'all's issue is. Like, are the veins not clear? Like, does it look like the stamp is defective, or we need a better ink pad? And trust me, I know how it is. So when I'm like, no, mine is defective, I know it is, then I know it is. So yeah, Stampin' Up! Can definitely help you out. I just had a stamp set, had to be replaced because of one. Okay, so when you peel the backing off of these skinny words, when you put this sticker sheet on, they kind of lose their shape. So I just start reattaching it one letter at a time and push it back into the correct shape. So that's what I'm doing here. And then anyway, back to the defective stamp. Yeah, new ink pad. Oh, maybe your ink pad's too juicy, but maybe not. But if they're too juicy, that can go up in the edges. So again, it just all depends on what the issue is. But like I said, if every other stamp in the set is doing good and the one is not, to me, then it's like maybe the stamp is bad. I'm placing dimensionals on the back of the Amazing. The minis work so good on these words, these particular ones. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on here. Part of the reason I probably had to adjust my ribbon, now that I'm thinking about it, is because I didn't have a final design when I made it. I was like designing as I went. So Amazing is going to go over to the left, basically centered, but it's a little bit higher left. Actually, let's forget the word centered. It's to the left, and it's where the Z and I are going into your leaf, and the bottom portion may or may not go into the next leaf, depending on where you placed it. And now I'm going to tie my ribbon below Amazing. And this is a nice long piece, so it goes all the way around, and it gets tied in a bow on the right hand side. So of course you bring your ribbon all the way around, you get the ends basically even, and you make the plus sign on the right side. And then this is when I grab my reverse tweezers. Love them. Open them, pinch that ribbon, and let go. And now my hands are free to tie a bow. If you don't have these tweezers, you can go to my blog, stamptherapist.com, and click Jennifer's Amazon links, and you will find like 2 for $7 or something. This is just a normal bow, but I always flip my project upside down to tie these kind of bows, and then the bow comes out right side up. But the ribbon, I mean the tweezers make your hands free, even if you're, again, like tying a birthday gift, a Christmas gift. It doesn't have to be Stampin' Up! Ribbon. You can tie knots with the tweezers. If you get interrupted while you're trying to tie a bow, you don't have to start over. You just walk away with the the tweezers still there, etc. So love this ribbon so much. Hope it never goes away. Okay, I think that's good. Let me do dimensionals on my ladybugs. I don't know about y'all, but here on Central Time, every time these videos finish, I'm like starving, and it's lunchtime for sure. Okay, so a ladybug on the top, a ladybug on the bottom. They're flying different directions. I'm going to tuck her, or I'm just going to lift the ribbon up, I should say, so that it's not stuck down. Isn't that pretty? And we'll attach this to our card base. That is the final card. Let's see if I can make a clean clean viewing area for you guys. So it just says Amazing. It has these 2 amazing butterflies on it, and I love it. I think I saw a question. Do you already did I show Scrapbook Club? Yes, Terry, I did. So here's the last card. What do y'all think? I'm going to go back here for a second and see if I missed anything important. Karen Bray, watching on iPad, cutting out real bad. Went on Mac, no stalling at all. So Karen, if you missed it, Rhonda suggested earlier on the iPad, go to Safari and go to facebook.com instead of the app. The app does not work good on the, consistently it doesn't work good. What am I trying to say? It doesn't work consistently well on the iPad. But, and I read that too online, that the other one, the just going to the Facebook site is better. Okay. Talk about sparkle. Exactly. Yes. Who doesn't love sparkle? Robin here. You can see why this is my favorite pet. Exactly. Thank you, Peggy. Terry, so yes, I did show the scrapbook pages at the beginning. I gave a pretty good sneak peek of them, so, and I can show it tonight on bingo if y'all want. I can show some sneak peeks on bingo too. I think you're going to bingo. Now I can't remember if you are. I wish they had more word dies. I know, Janet, right? I think it matches my $1 million set too. And in general, just more word dies. Like, I love big words and big word dies because I use these a lot in my scrapbooking classes too. So I agree, Janet. I'm trying to go back, but thank you guys for being here. Peggy said the vellum is gorgeous. Such a happy spring card, Martha. That's interesting, Pat. Casting it to the smart TV from the iPad works better than the iPad. It's so weird. Like mine just said live video interrupted on my iPad. Landa, thank you. Seeing 2 different host codes. So this class, Cindy, let me grab my paper. This is card class, and Cindy, I know you're familiar with registering for card class just because you've done it before. So when if you remember, Cindy, once you register for card class, you get emailed the host code in the confirmation. But, and I'm just saying that because I know Cindy knows. She knows the different things. But anyway, Cindy, this class is GQRGJQXM. That other host code that's on the screen, the 7B one, is for the monthly online ordering special with rain boots. So GQ is for ladybugs. But you'll see it when you register as well for card class. And then the other one is the online ordering special. And of course, people can get both. It's just 2 different orders. So any questions, of course, on that, if I didn't answer properly, let me know. Jackie, you want to see the sampler? I'm going to do a very quick sneak peek. You're in the club, I think, Jackie, right? Okay, I'm gonna, I don't know what the word is, but I'm gonna go by this camera really quickly. It's super cute. And scrapbooking, so cute. These are classes this month, people are asking. Stamp-a-Stack, I love these Stamp-a-Stack cards. You should take this. Card class, definitely. And those are the 4 monthly. Of course, I have other stuff coming up. Thank you, Sandy. Terry, not too late. Yeah, I can, so you can text me, Terry. Okay, I may still have missed questions due to I didn't scroll back super far, but let me come on here. But thank y'all for hanging out. This is fun. It's really fun for me to hang out with you guys every Thursday at 9 a.m. Central. And even if I forget to say that a lot, but I do have fun while I'm doing this, and I have fun interacting and visiting with everybody. I just forget to say, I'm seeing my friends, blah, blah, blah. It happens, if that makes sense. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jackie. And By the way, Jackie, I emailed the sneak peek in the club email yesterday. It's like a sneak peek picture, but still. Okay, thank you guys very much. Thanks, Stella. Thanks, Cindy. See you tonight. Yes. And Cindy, of course, tonight I could answer your questions even more because it's a Zoom, which is one thing we love about bingo, or I do, I should say, is that it's on Zoom. So we get, you know, people can be like, hey, Jennifer, like their voices, they can ask a question. So it's pretty cool. All right. Everybody have a great day and a great week. Yes, next week I should be back. The next week is sketchy. We will see, but I will update you then. All right. I will see y'all later. Thank you. Bye.